Hello, everyone. Mark Satterfield here. Thank you so much for joining me live, or if you're watching this recorded, thank you for doing that. And please, if you're watching this on Facebook or LinkedIn or whichever social channel, if you can like it, give a thumbs up, become a subscriber, do all the good stuff. That's really always appreciated. Um, some people have actually asked me about the stuff that's in the background there and there. It's always hard to do this. Um, Basically, when Marion and I designed the house, we wanted to have the two pieces of art, and one was the suit of armor, which is obviously mine, and then there is a sculpture of some dolphins, actually cut from a single piece of mahogany that's on the other side. So kind of the yin and the yang, male and female. But I think they make a nice addition to the group. Great room. But hey, what I wanted to talk to you about today was we did a poll back a couple of weeks ago, and thank you all who participated in that, about purchasing leads, because this is a topic that gets a lot of conversation. Got a lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people actually reach out to me and say, "Hey, Mark, is your business such that I can, buy leads of affluent people from you?" And I always tell them, "Hey, look, I'm just a marketing dude. I don't collect the leads. I don't really know the affluent people aside from my own social network. So no, I'm not actually selling leads. But be that as it may, there is always a lot of interest about, can I purchase leads of prospects, and does it work? So I did the poll, and I guess it was just a skosh under 70% of you said nope, doesn't work. And then there was about 20% that said yeah, it did work, and then 10 who, I don't know, I can't remember what the third category was, but overwhelmingly it was no, it doesn't work. And in the main, I agree with you. Purchasing leads is something that generally does not work unless you do it in a certain way. Because one thing you got to keep in mind, that the leads that you purchase, you're not the only person purchasing them. And you got to remember that if someone is on that lead list, they get hit an awful lot. And I know, because I'm on one of those multiple lists. And I mean, in the mail, in the emails, in the phone calls from the people that are ignoring the canned spam rules, and do not call lists. I get called by a whole bunch of financial advisors and luxury real estate brokers and people selling things to the affluent. And obviously they've bought my name, and they bought other people's names from from a list. And these the problem is that most people think that they're just kind of arriving, completely by themselves, whereas they are arriving en masse. So where I'm going with this is, if you are going to purchase leads, you need to be smart about what you're communicating. And unfortunately, in about over 90% of the instances that of the messages I get, and I did a completely informal, non-scientific poll of other people that kind of live in my neighborhood, and yeah, they get a whole bunch of stuff as well. But almost what everybody is doing is they're doing a message that says, "Hey, buy my stuff." Yeah, yeah, they are being a little bit more elegant than that, but that's basically it. It's, "Hey, this is what I got, and I want you to consider buying it, and I'd like to talk to you about how wonderful it is." And the result is pretty predictable, which is close to nil. Now, When I said it does work if you do something different, that's what I'm talking about. You don't want to lead with what your offer is. You don't want to lead with what your service is. What you do want to lead with is something that is going to make the person curious. And this is classic lead generation stuff. I know this isn't the first time you've heard this, but surprisingly, there's a big disconnect between, hearing something and doing something. So, it's not, how do I put this? It's not what you do as much as it is what it is that your prospective client wants. And that's the reason why going through this exercise, and I was talking to a guy the other day, going through the exercise of creating an avatar and an avatar of your ideal prospect. And what are they looking for? What are their dreams? What are their wants? What are their hopes? What are their aspirations? What are their fears? Going through that exercise. And if you want the exercise, head over to my website. It's in the blog post, or you can get my book, 1 Week Marketing Plan, and there's a chapter that goes into it. But no, not trying to sell you a book. But what you want to do is you want to think very deeply about who is it that you're trying to attract as a client? What do they want to achieve, or what do they want to avoid that your product or service satisfies? And based on that, you want to create something that has a high level of curiosity. And this is your free report, this is your video, this is your article, this is your book. It can be any of a number of things, but it focuses on what your prospective client wants. And that's what you offer to your lead list. You're not going to the lead list saying, hey, I've got this Super Jammer Whiz Bang 2023 thing and I want to talk to you about it. No, you're focusing on what it is that they can achieve. What are the benefits that they're getting by the Super Jammer Whiz Bang thingy 2023? And that's what you're promoting when you're reaching out to your list. Now, if you reach out to your list with an interesting, intriguing, free report, article, video, book, whatever, then you're going to get a percentage of people who will raise their hand and express interest in it. And then they'll go to your website and they'll download the free report or the video or whatever. And that goes into your autoresponder service. And then it's a matter of wooing them and finding out how do they like it, being intriguing, being interesting. That's the real key. Especially with the affluent. I mean, this is one of the universal truths, but especially with the affluent, remember, it's all about them. And the more that your initial pitch is recognizing a particular problem that they have and offering them something of great value that will address that particular problem, that's how you hook attention. So this is where the creativity comes in. This is where marketing guys like me make our money, is figuring out what that stuff is. And back in the day when I used to work, one-on-one with clients, that's where we used to spend a lot of time. Now, look, you don't have to be a marketing guy to do this. You just kind of really have to think about your customers and clients. What are they fearful of? What do they want? And then create something that's got that high level of curiosity. And if you do that, and then you pitch that to the paid list, hey, then it can actually work. So give that some thought. I think if you take that approach, then a lead list can be a reasonably good investment. So hope you found this helpful. Good food for thought, if nothing else. And as always, thank you for attending this program or watching it whenever you're watching it, and being a part of my community. That really means the world to me. And perhaps one of these days we'll have a chance to talk personally. But until then, this is Mark Satterfield. Bye for now.